Krishna Navajya. I'm good. Take the phone there though. Janiya Suniya Pisha Vainu Janiya Suniya Pisha Vainu Sanshara Vishanale Vimanishiya Svale. Ali, cover his foot. His foot is showing. Shiraitena Krainu Pai Shiraitena Krainu Rajendra Nandana Srinatham Das Thakur ki Jayam Vishwapat Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Ashrota Shri Srimad Abhaya Charnaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jayam Vishwapat Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Ashrota Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Goswami Thakur Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda ki Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki Jai Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gaur Gopinath Shyam Kanda Kunda Giri Govardhan ki Shri Vrindavan Dham ki Navadvip Mahapur Dham ki Jagannath Puri ki Ganga Mai ki Jamuna Mai ki Bhakti Devi ki Tulasi Devi ki Samaveta Bhaktavinda ki taking out the world with Sri Prabhupada Transcendental Book Distribution and Daiva Varnashram Farm Communities ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya. Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vikasa Swaminiti Namane. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 2, Text number 16. Okay, I guess you don't know how to use an iPhone, huh? Okay, Ali. Now just go to Pocket Way, this is more convenient. Okay. Mam Kedayati Etat Ajasya Janmam Vidambanam Yat Vasudeve Gehe Vraje Cha Vasaha Arim Bhayat Iva Swayam Purat Vyavatsit Yat Ananta Viryaham Mam Kedayatye Tadajasya Janma Vidhambanam Yad Vasudeva Gehe Vraje Savasori Bhayadi Vaswayam Purad Vyavatsid Yadananta Viryaha Mam Kedayatye Tajasya Janma Vidambanam Yad Vasudeva Gehe Vraje Chavasori Bhayadi Vaswayam Purad Vyavatsid Yadananta Viryaha Mam Kedayatye Tajasya Janma Vidambanam Yad Vasudeva Gehe Vraje Chavasori Bhayadi Vaswayam Purad Vyavatsid Yadananta Viryaha. Please repeat. Mam Kedayatye Tajasya Janma Vidambanam Yad Vasudeva Gehe Vraje Chavasori Bhayadi Vaswayam Vyavatsid Yadananta Viryaha. Mam Kedayatye Tajasya Janma Vidamvanam yad vasudeva gehe. Jechavasori bhayadeva swayam. Puradyavatsi yadananta viryaha. Khedayat yetadajasya janma. Vidamvanam yad vasudeva gehe. Jechavasori bhayadeva swayam. Puradyavatsi yadananta viryaha. Mataji's. Khedayat yetadajasya janma. Vidamvanam yad vasudeva gehe. Rajechavaso. Rajechavaso vibhayadeva swayam. Siddhamanta viryaha. I think devotees is seeing this as a ka. So even this K and H, it's not ka, it's ka. So mam khedayat. So yeah. Mam khedayat yetadajasya janma. Vidambanam yad vasudeva gehe. Keshavasori bhayadeva swayam. Puratyavatsi yadananta viryaha. Mam khedayat yetadajasya janma. Vidambanam yad vasudeva gehe. Shavasori bhayadeva swayam. Puradhyavasi yadananta virya. Mam, to me. Khedayati, gives me distress. Etat, this. Ajasya, of the unborn. Janma, with birth. Vidambanam, bewildering. Yat, that. Vasudeva gehe, in the home of Vasudeva. Not Vasudeva, Vasudeva. Krishna is called Vasudeva, his father is called Vasudeva. And Krishna is called Vasudeva because he is the son of Vasudeva. So, in the home of Vasudeva. Vraje, in Vrindavana. Cha, also. Vasaha, in habitation. Ari, enemy. Bhayat, because of fear. Eva, as if. Swayam, himself. Purat, from Mathura, Puri. Yavatsit, fled. Yet, one who is. Ananta Viryaham, unlimitedly powerful. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. When I think of Lord Krishna, how he was born in the prison house of Vasudeva, although he is unborn, how he went away from his father's protection to Vraja and lived there incognito out of fear of the enemy, and how, although unlimitedly powerful, he fled from Mathura in fear. All these bewildering incidents give me distress. Purport. Because Lord Sri Krishna is the original person from whom everything and everyone has emanated. Aham sarvasya prabhavaha, janmadyasya yataha. Nothing can be equal to or greater than him. The Lord is supremely perfect, and whenever he enacts his transcendental pastimes as a son, a rival, or an object of enmity, he plays the part so perfectly that even pure devotees like Uddhava are bewildered. For example, Uddhava knew perfectly well that Lord Sri Krishna is eternally existent and can neither die nor disappear for good. Yet he lamented for Lord Krishna. All these events are perfect arrangements to give perfection to his supreme glories. It is for enjoyment's sake. When a father plays with his little son, and the father lies down on the floor as if defeated by the son, it is just to give the little son pleasure, and nothing more. Because the Lord is all-powerful, it is possible for him to adjust opposites, such as birth and no birth, power and defeat, fear and fearlessness. A pure devotee knows very well how it is possible for the Lord to adjust opposite things. But he laments for the non-devotees who, not knowing the supreme glories of the Lord, think of him as imaginary simply because there are so many apparently contradictory statements in the scriptures. Factually, there is nothing contradictory. Everything is possible when we understand the Lord as the Lord and not as one of us with all our imperfections. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadam Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Tapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishavamsha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Mitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagan Lalita Shri Vishakan Matamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sate Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sandubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vikasa Swaminiti Namane Harijana Gana Badi Jnana Karmandahari Prakatita Parabhaktir Bhakti Siddhanta Kantihi Vinaya Nikara Lakshmi Nimna Medera Gamyo Bhavijayate Vikaso Bhakti Purvo Yatindraha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyati Deshatarine Vagisha Yasya Vadane Lakshmi Yasya Vakshasi Yasyasya Hridaye Samvitam Nasimham Aham Bhaje Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Paramanandam Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Yasya Deve Para Bhaktir Yata Deve Tata Guru Tasyate Katita Hyata Prakashanti Mahatmanaha. Parth, can you get up and sit here? So, we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 2, Text number 16. And this verse, it helps us understand Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva, how the Supreme Personality of Godhead is inconceivable. The most important thing when one is reading Srila Prabhupada's books, understanding the philosophy as established by the Rupanugas, followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, followers of Rupa Goswami, one must understand that every step of our philosophy is inconceivable, actually. We can't fully conceive of almost everything that is mentioned in our philosophy. For example, for us to fully, we can either philosophically understand that you're not your body or you're not. You can understand it to some degree. But you can't fully, realize, you can only realize it and then come to a proper understanding that, oh wow, I'm actually not my body. You can read about it, okay, but when you apply the process of Krishna consciousness, something inconceivable becomes, you can slightly conceive a little bit of it and then you have a realization that this is actually true. So every step of the philosophy is like this. Achintya, it's inconceivable. This verse, I'm unable to remember it right now. Achintya Khalu. Just type Achintya Khalu and it should show up. Mitravan Prabhu, maybe you can find it. Oh, you can look at Veda basis better. Achintya Khalu. Anyway, I think it's a verse from the Mahabharata that's quoted a lot by Srila Prabhupada and Jiva Goswami. Achintya Khalu. Anyway, I can't believe I'm forgetting that verse. Anyway, it's a very important thing to know that our philosophy is inconceivable. Everything about, why? Because everything about Krishna is inconceivable. We can't understand so many things about Krishna. So many things that Krishna does. Almost everything that Krishna does is inconceivable for us. Now we are understanding, because Lord Shri Krishna is the original person. Everything is emanating from Krishna. Aham Sarva, you found it? Achintya Khalu, oh yeah. Achintya Khalu Ye Bhava. No, there's another one, Mitravan, which one I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, if you can pull it up, let me know. You can give me my phone. Anyway, you can go on. So we can see this over here, that it's being spoken over here. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam bhuta bhava samamvita. That we see this that Krishna is the source of everything. Am sarvasya prabhu, mata sarvam pravardati. Everything is emanating from Krishna. Everything is emanating from Krishna. Whatever we see, everything. So, is bad also emanating from Krishna? Is good also emanating from Krishna? Everything is emanating from Krishna. Well, why? Because He facilitates, if we see in this material world, how can something bad also emanate from God? Well, He's the source of everything. He doesn't want to do bad things, but because the living entity has a desire to enjoy like this and enjoy his perverted desires, Krishna facilitates all these things. Krishna facilitates for everyone. Krishna facilitates the desires of all living entities because He's not envious of them. Krishna doesn't think, oh, why should you enjoy? No, I should enjoy. You want to enjoy? Okay. You come to the material world and play however you want to play. Play whichever role you want to play. So Krishna sends us here. Krishna is supremely perfect. Nothing is missing in Krishna. Everything about Krishna is completely perfect. That's why we see Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Eva Vashishyate. We see this, that Krishna is a complete whole. And then from that complete whole, even if something is taken out, still He is a complete whole. So all living entities, we're all parts and parcels of Krishna. But the biggest disease that we can experience in this material world is to think ourselves to be God or to compare ourselves to God. That is the biggest disease that we can that we are actually infected by. It's so deeply rooted. It's so deeply rooted in our consciousness. The desire to become God, the desire to somehow or the other dominate, the desire to enjoy this material world in some way, shape or form, to whichever degree that we can. The desire to think that we are the controllers, to think that we are the enjoyers of this material world. And when we do such a thing, then we actually make a big fool out of ourselves. We can see so many people walking around. Oh, you can't find it? It's okay. I guess I'll pull it up some other time. But so many people, they're walking around thinking, oh yes, I'm the controller, I'm the enjoyer. So many things about me are so amazing. But just when they're thinking like that, sometimes that whole life comes to an end, just like that, no problem. And we can see that the person who is the acharya of every materialist, whoever he may be, their acharya, at least their acharya should be Hiranyakashipu. There was no one better than Hiranyakashipu. No one in the material world ever, before or after Hiranyakashipu, had that level of power or control. No one did. He did. It's amazing. What he achieved is really amazing, actually. We can see he was able to. It's one thing if you become very rich and you hire a bunch of people to do a bunch of things, that you can, you can become like super duper rich, and you could hire let's just say you became so rich that you're even controlling the government, and then you could, so you can hire the guy who's in charge of the water, you can hire the guy who's in charge of the electricity, you can hire the guy who's in charge of laying out the roads, you can hire the guy who's in charge of whatever it may be. So many things, in the city, so many things may be. But then you can hire them, but you can't yourself do their activities. You can't. You may be very rich, but you may not know how to lay out all the roads, and you may not know how to supply electricity and supply water for everyone and supply all these things. You may not know. But Hiranyakashipu was so powerful that he even he didn't even need the demigods to do all this, all the other work. Just by his potency, ascetic powers, he was able to control everything. He was able to make the water flow the way he wanted to flow. He would have the seasons the way he wanted to have the seasons. He didn't need the demigods for anything. That's amazing. Now that's really, if you want a materialist, I think that's as good as it gets. He could, everyone, Narada Muni says, everyone with the exception of Brahma, Shiva and Lord Vishnu is bowing down to him, including the demigods. You can be very rich, you can be a very powerful person, but then other rich and powerful people may not bow down to you. But Hiranyakashipu was the unquestionable conqueror of the entire world. He had it. He had it all. And he was, and at that point of time, I guess, he could say, come on, if you think about it logically you can say I'm God. I'm doing everything here. I'm making everything happen. But he couldn't control his own son. Prahalada, oh, you're so dear to me. Prahalada, you're so dear to me. You're so dear. But he couldn't control his own son. Small 5-year-old boy is putting up a challenge against the person who's a world conqueror. Why? Because ultimately, the power of devotional service far supersedes anything. anything that we can conceive of in this material world. It far supersedes it. And Krishna performs all these pastimes, So, we can see that, yes, all right. Narasimhadev appeared, out of this pillar. Is he in this pillar? And, some of the, I was hearing, the Sri Vaishnava Acharyas, they say that the pillar that Hiranyakashipu was talking about, that, is he in this pillar? Is he in this pillar he's speaking about? So that pillar was actually like his trophy pillar. So on that pillar, he had, okay, I conquered this person, I conquered that person, I conquered this person, I conquered that person, this person, that person, that person, this person. Like the great kings, when they would do the Rajasuya Yajna, so they would send the victory horse. They would send the victory horse everywhere. And, those who didn't accept, they would defeat them. They would come and their crowns would be placed. I got the crown of this guy. I got the crown of, let's just say, okay, I got the crown of the guy from Madras. I got the crown of the king of, whatever, Kashi Raj, whatever, Kashi, whatever. So many. I got the crown of this person, that person, that person. That. I got all the crowns. So Hiranyakashipu had this big pillar, and all this, this, whatever may have been, he may have taken the crowns, he may have taken the jewels, he may have taken so many things, and he had kept it like, so is he in this? And he got so angry that he broke his own trophy. He broke his own trophy. And Narasimhadev came out of it and killed him. So we can see so many. The Lord appears in so many incarnations. Bhavatyatesh satvena lokan vailoka bhavana leelavatara nurato devatirya naradishu. I'm trying to remember the verse number. It's probably 1 to 34. Let's see. So we see this verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, great. Thus the Lord of the universes maintains all planets inhabited by demigods, men and lower animals. Assuming the roles of incarnations, he performs pastimes to reclaim those in the mode of pure goodness. So it's amazing. Supreme Lord takes birth, and the Supreme Lord appears. Thus the Lord of the universes maintains all planets inhabited by demigods. Assuming the roles of, he comes in every I was reading some, anyway. He comes to perform his pastimes to reclaim the conditioned souls. Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya chadushkritam dharma samsapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. That he is coming to protect, to give shelter to the sadhus. And he's coming to destroy the atheists. He's coming to perform his pastimes. It's so amazing. Everything Krishna does is so amazing. And yet he appears, he appears to take birth, but although he is unborn. He appears. What's the verse in the Bhagavad Gita? Who knows this? Krishna says he's unborn. That's it. Ajopisan avyayatma, bhutanam ishwaropisan, prakritim samadhisthaya, sambhavama maya. That Krishna, although I'm unborn, I still appear. How is this possible? How it's inconceivable. We cannot conceive of this. It's very amazing. All the incarnation of Supreme Lord, I guess Narasimhadev appeared out of a pillar. Varahadev appeared out of a nostril. Right? Kurmadev, how did he appear? He just swam up. He just showed up. Matsya was just there. And all of a sudden he became super big. Then let's see, Parshuram, son of Jamadagni. You don't mess with him. And so many, we see so many of them, they appear. Sometimes they just show up. But then, out of all of them, the most bewildering person is Krishna. Krishna, how is he the Supreme Personality? How is he the Supreme? I'm Lord Brahma. I'm sitting on my lotus. And I can see that my father is right there. I came out of his navel. This lotus flower came out of his navel, and I'm born of this lotus flower. How is Krishna the Supreme Personality of Godhead? How is this possible? How is this possible? And even Lord Brahma is confused. Like, this cannot. How can he be the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Krishna? How can Krishna be the Supreme? This little boy, he's like walking barefoot. He's like living in some village. He's after all a Vaishya. He's a Vaishya. I mean, I did go to the shore of the Milk Ocean, and I did ask the Supreme Lord to appear. And he said he'll appear, and he had all the demigods, and they all appeared in the Yadu Vamsha. But this person, he's a Vaishya. He's like walking barefoot, eating with his left hand. Oh my God. He's eating with his left hand. His friends eat something and say, oh, matter of fact, Krishna, you like this, please taste this. And then, he's eating that. That's pretty moochy. How is he God? How is he God? I don't know. How is he God? And then Lord Brahma himself comes to test Krishna. And then, he's completely shocked. He's seeing all these Vishnus, all the avatars are serving Krishna. Krishna expands himself into all these different cowherd boys, and he's able to have their exact characteristics, their features, everything. Krishna is able to have them. Why? Krishna is present everywhere. Krishna is present everywhere. We can see. We can learn from Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, Ishvara sarvabhutanam, hrideshya janatrishyati, brahmayan sarvabhutani, yantra rudani maya. Krishna is present in the hearts of all living entities. We also learn from Brahma Samhita, Eko Pyaso Rachitam Jagadanda Kotim, Yachaktirasi Jagadanda Chayadantaha, Andantarasa Paramanu Chayantarasam, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Krishna is present everywhere. He's present in every atom, and he's present between those atoms also. So Krishna can see, and Krishna can see us from every angle, every point of view. Krishna can see it. One of the, I'm forgetting who commented this on a particular name in Vishnu Sahasranama, but he was saying that the Supreme Personality of God is sometimes, if he wants to look at someone, he can use the senses of someone else who's next to him to see that person. Very amazing, So he could use the eyes of Joy to look at whatever Atharva's head, whatever, he can see. He can use, he can use the senses of all living entities for his own purposes. He's so powerful. But then he comes as Krishna. And he's walking barefoot, and he plays the flute, and he's tending cows. And, he's like, where is all the gold? Right? Actually, when I was conditioned to being, having the South Indian conditioning, I remember when I was 80 years old, the first time I visited an ISKCON temple, and they're worshipping Krishna with all these flowers. I asked my dad, where is all the gold? Because the temples that I was visiting, as a kid, the Lord is decked out with gold and jewelry and all this. And I asked my dad, where is all the gold? They must be very poor here. They got puffed up. Ahankare matahaya nitai pada pashari. Puffed up. It must be very poor. Give him a donation. But where is all the gold? Where is all the gold? He's dressed in flowers. Oh, he's wearing flower dresses, wearing a turban made of cloth. What is all this? What's going on? Krishna is the most inconceivable. How is it that Krishna appears and he also doesn't appear? How is this? How is he the Supreme Personality of Godhead when he's really afraid of his mother? Mother Yashoda is there, and she's running behind God with a whipping stick in her hand. What's going on? You can understand Lord Brahma's predicament. How is this person God? His mother is running. You can think, just someone anyway, I got too used to this word now, thanks so much, the big horse, someone is the whole time you taught me that word. Right? So the whole time when I was just reading books in the comic, and I was saying, come here, big horse, come here, big horse. My beautiful black brother, come here, my big horse, And I was saying that the whole time. So someone is the big boss or the big deal, you somehow manage to look at them, you would not expect them to run away from their mother, when she's holding a stick in her hand for stealing some butter. You're God, why are you stealing butter? Everything that Krishna does is completely inconceivable. And Krishna does what he does for only one reason. No, not only one, unlimited reasons. But he establishes one point very strongly. He is Kartamashayi. What does that mean? He's the boss. Krishna is the ultimate boss. He can do whatever he wants. He is Leela Purushottama. Krishna is Leela Purushottama. He comes to show everyone that yes, I am the enjoyer. I can enjoy anything I like, anywhere I like, however I like, whenever I like, and there's nothing anyone can do about it. There's nothing anyone can do about it. He doesn't have to fit the status quo. He doesn't have to fit the status quo of, just being Vaikuntanath and being the ruler. Okay, it's nice, being the ruler, amazing, fantastic. But you don't really when you see the pastimes of when you hear about the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra, when you hear the pastimes of Lord Vishnu, when you hear the pastimes of Lord Varaha, when you hear the pastimes of Lord Narasimha, he's fitting a particular status. Krishna is fitting that particular image. Okay, he's God. Okay, all right. Lord Rama is very dharmic. He's performing all dharmic pastimes, and Narasimha Dev is very powerful, and so many, they all fit the status quo. But when Krishna comes, he can, okay, all right. What? I am the supreme controller. I'm the source of all the incarnations. But I'm going to go to Mathura. I'm going to leave Mathura and go to Vrindavan for some time. Why? Some may think, it's out of fear. It's out of fear. He fled out of fear. There's no. How is this possible? How can Krishna be afraid of anything? But at the same time, he's afraid of his mother's whipping stick. Krishna is afraid of. How is this possible? But that Krishna enjoys it. Krishna does whatever he does for the sake of enjoyment. That's his thing. Krishna comes to enjoy. He's the enjoyer. And the perfection of the living entity is to actually be enjoyed by Krishna. That is the perfection of the living entity. We cannot understand anything in this regard. There's this verse in the first canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. I was just looking at this verse. And Jiva Goswami or Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, they also quote this. Nahyasya karhichit rajan puman veda viditsitam. This is very important. Puman veda viditsitam. So viditsitam means plan. Right? And Veda means knowledge. So that's Puman, whoever or anyone, Veda viditsitam, to understand. Yet vijignyasaya yukta muhyanti kavayopihi. So let's see. Puman, anyone, okay, Veda knows viditsitam plan. O king, no one can know the plan of the Lord Sri Krishna. Even though great philosophers inquire exhaustively, they are bewildered. You can try to figure it out this way and that way and that way and this way. We can try to figure it out. Why did Krishna run away from Mathura? And one may read all the scriptures and one may speculate and one may try to use their intelligence. But they won't get it. They won't get it. Why? There's only one way. There's only one way you can get it. And what's the way of getting the proper answer, the proper understanding? That's right. By the mercy of the spiritual master, by the mercy of the bona fide Guru Parampara. Tarko Pratishta Shrutayor Vibhinnam Nasav Rishir Yasya Matham Na Binnam Dharmasya Tattvam Nihitam Guhaya Mahajano Yena Katasa Pantaha. Tarko Pratishta Shrutayor Vibhinnam. So many people may have so many opinions about so many things. They may have so many opinions about so many things. It's like this, it's like that. And if you don't have your own opinion, you're not a Muni. But how will you understand the secrets of Dharma are hidden within the deepest, within the hearts of the great Mahajans? Mahajano yena katasa panta. That is why we follow in the footsteps of the Mahajans. This is the most amazing thing. It's the most amazing thing, to follow in their footsteps, to hear from them. Otherwise we will never know. We will never know. So this we can see, why does the Lord do what He does? Why does He come into this material world? Why does He why can't he just flick his finger like that and have Hiranyakashipu? Hiranyakashipu didn't pray that I don't die from a heart attack. He could have just flicked his finger and have Hiranyakashipu die from a heart attack. Of course, this realization is coming from the transcendental intelligence of my spiritual master. He could have said, Hiranyakashipu didn't pray, you're struggling. You want to stand up? You want to stand up? You're struggling a little bit. You're good. Okay, if I see you struggle again, then I'm going to make you stand up. Okay. So, we can see, we can see that he didn't pray, I should be protected from a mosquito. Oh, no, actually he did. He didn't say, he didn't pray I could be protected from a heart attack. He could have just flicked his hand and, he could have given Hiranyakashipu a heart attack. He could have figured out another way. He didn't have to come all the way down. But he comes all the way down to give pleasure to his devotees. And Krishna especially, Vayam Tuna Viprityama Uttama Shloka Vikrama Yakshanvatam Rasagnanam Swadu Pade Pade. That the Supreme Personality of Godhead, He appears, Vayam Tuna, and He comes, Vayam Tuna Viprityama Uttama Shloka Vikrama. He comes down and He performs all these amazing pastimes. And then no matter how much a person relishes it, there's always more to relish. There's always more. Viprityama, no matter, you're satisfied, but you can be more satisfied. It's inconceivable how much pleasure one can derive from simply thinking of Krishna's lotus feet, from simply thinking of, or meditating upon the pastimes of Krishna. It's unlimited. It's unlimited. There's so much nectar in Srila Prabhupada's books. There's so much nectar in Srila Prabhupada's lectures. There's so much nectar in that we in the lectures of the bona fide followers of Srila Prabhupada. There's so much nectar in the books of the bona fide followers of Srila Prabhupada. There's so much nectar. It's inconceivable, actually. That is why one must always absorb themselves in these pastimes. One must always absorb themselves in these teachings. So, now one may ask, especially after quoting this verse that I just quoted, one may ask, is enquiry even required then? Why are we inquiring about so many things? Why are we inquiring about so many things? So, in this regard, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he says, anyway, I'm bad at this. Oh, okay. Is that visible? Okay. So, maybe no one knows, which means like who can understand his plan? Not even this Bhishma. No person starting with Brahma and Shiva knows the plan of the Lord. What to speak of me? Maybe no one knows, but enquiry is necessary. Does he want to give us suffering? Does he want to give us joy? Does he want to give us suffering and happiness? What do you think? What does Krishna want? Does he want to give us suffering? I guess you just read that. No, you didn't read it? No, okay, why does he not want to give us suffering? Okay, that's because it will go against his nature of Shaushilyata, which means he's very kind upon the devotees, he gives himself very easy to devotees, okay. So then, does he want to give us joy? Yes? Trick question. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, no. Why? It cannot be the second option because we have not seen any happiness. And third, is it the third? Does he want to give us suffering and happiness? No? Oh, yes. Yeah? Yeah? Yes or no? Huh? There's only two answers. No, everyone says no. But Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur disagrees. Yet again. It cannot be the third option because that would be a contradiction to his kind nature. It is finally decided that one cannot solve the problem by inquiry. This is not something you can figure out. That's the verse says that even those who use their intelligence to discriminate and those who use knowledge of scripture are bewildered by inquiries. Sorry, I'm a really bad photographer. You can see this. People in Comic-Con are better photographers than me. But we can see Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying this. So you cannot figure this out. Oh, what is the plan of the Lord? Why did he do what he did? You cannot figure this out. But then we are very fortunate. Jiva Goswami, he says this very amazing thing. Is it clear? Okay. So there is a secret intention. What is the secret intention of the Supreme Lord? You see, our acharyas are so amazing. They're so amazing, our acharyas, that they even understand the mind and the heart of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's very amazing. That we can even see Krishna's dear friends like Subal, Sridham. They're, expansions of Krishna's mind. It's very amazing, actually. They come and they... Anyway, that's a whole other topic. I don't mean to get into that right now. But... they understand the hearts of Krishna. They understand the heart of Krishna. They understand what's going on. And if you love someone, you can really figure out what they really, what's really going on. If you really love someone, you can understand. Even if just by looking at someone, just by the mother looking at the child, oh yeah, he definitely didn't eat his lunch today. She can see and tell. And just by. And we can see this. It's there, when there's a deep bond of love, it's there. Like for example, I have an aunt and I have a cousin. Like I say, I used to have an aunt, so they're dead. But I used to have, anyway, I guess it's a different life now. But, every time before her son would come, maybe 3 or 4 minutes before her son would come, she would say, oh yeah, his name is Kartikeya. Oh, Kartikeya is going to come. She would already, and then 6 minutes later, her son would come. And I would always be shocked, like, how did you know? She's like, oh, I'm just connected. I have that. You know, I mean, like, it's inconceivable. You know, if you love someone, it's there like that. Even my mom would like tell me, oh yeah, you know, your brother is going to arrive at this time, and she would do that about me. I mean, it's naturally when there's love. You know, it's there in Vedic culture like that. You know, especially like when there's a culture of selflessness, that the degree of love can be experienced. Actually, when there's a culture of selflessness, you can experience it. Is there? So, when a person really loves someone, they can understand their intentions. They can know their heart. They can know what they want. That is why the first class disciple serves the spiritual master even before the spiritual master asks for the service. You're very expert. He knows. He knows what needs to be done. Oh, you know, you preach in the English language. You know, your life will be successful. The life of everyone else will be. Then why did Prabhupada translate all his books in so many languages? Why did Prabhupada have so many people do so many things? Why did he? Because he understands the heart of his guru. Mahajano yenagata dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhaya mahajano yenagata sapanta. He understands the heart of his spiritual master. Guru mukha padma vakya chitete koriya aikya arna koriyo mane ash. He understands the heart of it. How does he know it? Shri Guru Charani Rati Aise Uttama Gati. Just that attachment for the pure bona fide representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He knows. He could have written only like Bhagavad Gita. Okay, I did what my Guru wanted. Okay, I came to America. Alright. I'm going to go back to Vrindavan, chant. I did what my Guru wants. No. But he did it. You know, he did it until the last moment that he was manifest in front of our presence. Or his manifest presence until the last minute. What was Srila Prabhupada doing when he's lying down? Apparently he couldn't do anything else. What was he doing? He was translating the Srimad Bhagavatam. Why? Because his Guru asked him to do so. Guru Vakya Parama Mahatma. This should be actually the guiding force of the lives of all disciples. Guru Vakya Parama Mahatva. But that Guru should be bona fide. They should not be like slaves of an institution. They should not take vows that no matter what, I will always be the slave of the institution. That is not bona fide. A Guru should take a vow that no matter what, I will be a slave of the Siddhanta. I will be a slave of the proper philosophy. I will be a slave of my bona fide spiritual master. That is what a Guru. He doesn't take vows like a 12-page vow of, well, yes, you know, I'm going to be a slave of the institution like this. I'm going to be a slave of the institution. 12 pages. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. But if you find a bona fide spiritual master who is not like that, who doesn't toe the party line for the sake of towing the party line, but he actually speaks the absolute truth and sticks to the absolute truth, then that person is a spiritual master, a bona fide spiritual master. That person is a follower of Srila Prabhupada. That person who is following Srila Prabhupada to the T, that person is a bona fide spiritual master, not someone who's a slave of the institution. Institutions come and go. Let's just say someone took, I'm going to definitely, be a slave of the Gaudiya Math. And then what happened? The whole Gaudiya Math fell apart. So one must use their intelligence. One must use their intelligence of taking shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. Why? Because they can help us understand all these things. Siddhanta balya chitte nakaro alas iya haite Krishna lagi shuddhi damanas. One must not be lazy in understanding the Siddhanta. So we should understand all these points are there. All these points are there. So the bona fide spiritual master, they know the secret intention. They know, oh, what's the Supreme Lord? What's he thinking? So Jiva Goswami tells us, the secret intention is as follows. The Lord performs actions to cause absorption in himself by their suffering, to increase prema for himself by their joy when the suffering stops. That's amazing. The Supreme Lord, he performs whatever activity he performs. This is amazing. How would we know if Jiva Goswami didn't tell us? We could study the scriptures millions of years. We could discriminate, and we could do all these things. We could do so many things. We could try to speculate like this and speculate like that and speculate like this and speculate. But we would never know. We would never know. Unless our acharyas told us. Our acharyas are telling us so many amazing things. So we can understand like this. And the Krishna's pastimes are absolutely unique. We cannot understand how unique Krishna's pastimes are. Krishna's devotees are completely unique. Everything Krishna does is amazing. And when Krishna does what he does it in such a way that he does it very tastefully. Very tastefully. Even if you see the way Krishna dresses, he is very, tasteful dresser. He dresses very nicely. That's why what's Krishna's name? Who was reading Nectar Devotion out to me? All right, go ahead. You quizzed me on this and I got the answer right. Wrong. Try again. Who knows? The tasteful dresser. What's the name? I read but I cannot remember. Vidagda Madhava. He's so expert. Krishna is so expert at dressing himself. Very amazing. Krishna dresses himself very expertly. Krishna, and then, and all the, he's like a very smooth talker also. You can read the Nectar Devotion. You can see how smooth, Krishna is when he speaks, what he speaks. He's, and he's very, very cunning. You expect the Supreme Lord to be like straightforward and all that. And Vishnu is like that. Rama is like that. Narasimha. Anyway, Narasimha, he didn't really speak much. He actions spoke louder than words for him. But we can see, when Krishna speaks, or when Kapila Muni speaks, or when whoever, it's like they're straightforward. When Krishna speaks, he's he's saying things like, okay, what's he saying? And then Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then he walks into the house of one of the cowherd people, and he finds a clean spot and passes urine and stool over there. And what's he doing? What's he doing? Who is this person? What's he doing? But Krishna does whatever he wants. He's the ultimate enjoyer. Can you imagine going inside someone else's house and passing urine and stool in their home, in a clean spot? No wonder the Mayavadis think we're crazy. You read the Upanishads, you read the Vedas, and you understand all the jnana and the dhyana, and you do everything, and then you do all these austerities, and then you read the Srimad Bhagavatam, and then finally the conclusion is when we worship a little boy who passes urine and stool in a clean place in someone's house. That's why the Mayavadis think we're crazy. What's wrong with these people? Really? Okay, all right, whatever, it's nice that Krishna's there, but, but this is what they cannot understand. You need the mercy. You really need Krishna's mercy to understand his pastimes. And, yes, we can worship Krishna. We can go to Vaikuntha. You can go to Vaikuntha. There is no distress in Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha means a place of? That's right. And what's the word for anxiety? Kunta. Vaikuntha. It's amazing. No anxiety. You can go there. You can go there if you want. But the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya is aiming at Goloka Vrindavan. Sri Vrindavan Dham. That's what the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya is aiming at. That we could go to Goloka Vrindavan, and over there we can feel the highest pain. We can feel the highest pain in separation from Krishna. Why? Because we can see in this material world, we are attached to so many things. And that's our samsara vasana. But Krishna, he also has samsara vasana. There's a verse from Gita Govinda which I haven't read. I just know about this verse because my Guru Maharaj quotes it. Nope, not this, sorry. That's from... Oh yeah, this is it. Okay. I'm going to turn it up. Okay? Is that visible? A little more? No? Okay. Kam sari rapi samsara vasana bhadda shrinkalam radham adhaya hridaye tat yaja vraja sundarihi. Lord Krishna, the enemy of Kamsa, left aside the other gopis during the rasa dance and took Srimati Radharani to his heart, for she is a helper of the Lord in realizing the essence of his desires. We cannot understand. You cannot understand this. In this verse, from Gita Govinda, Jayadev Goswami described Sri Krishna as leaving the Rasa Leela to search for Srimati Radharani. Sri Radhara Bhavalaya Chaitanya Avatar Yugadharma Nama Prema Kaila Pacha. I'll get to this. But we can see this over here. and my Guru Maharaj, the way he was also translating this, is that Krishna is bound by a chain to Srimati Radharani. That Krishna, the killer of Kamsa, everyone was afraid of Kamsa. Everyone was afraid of Kamsa. But Krishna, and we can see he's controlling everything in this world. He's controlling everything that you see. He's the supreme controller. He's doing all these things. But then he goes to the spiritual world and he becomes like the complete slave. He becomes a complete slave of the gopis. He becomes a slave of, of course, he's a slave of Mother Yashoda. And then everyone Vedanta Deshika. There was someone was wanted to debate with him and challenge him. And they said, let's see who's a better scholar. He said, anyway, you're a Sri Vaishnava. Why should there be a difference between us? You take the position of being Kavitarkika Simhaya. You can take the position of being the king of poets. You can be. Why should I be? He said, no, we have to debate. So do you really want to debate? He's like, yes, I want to debate. All right. So then let's compose prayers. Let's compose prayers to the Lord. And the first devotee was like, I'll compose prayers on the Lord's lotus feet. And then Vedanta Deshika thought, oh, that's too high for me. I'll compose prayers on the Padukas of the Supreme Lord. And he composed 1,000 prayers almost overnight. He composed 1,000 prayers with the help of Vaniteya, Garuda. He composed 1,000 prayers in glorification of the Lord, and such beautiful prayers. And all the devotees are worshipping the Padukas of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But then Krishna is so captured and he's such a slave of the love of Nanda Maharaj that he is carrying Nanda Maharaj's padukas on his head. Nanda Maharaj is saying, Krishna, go get my padukas. And Krishna, although he is the lifter of Govardhan hill, although he is holding up the entire universe, and the entire universe is the size of a mustard seed on his head, he's struggling to lift up Nanda Maharaj's shoes, and he somehow manages to keep it on his head, and he walks towards them. How is this possible? So many people may want to worship this and that and this and that, but they want to worship Nanda Maharaj. They want to worship Yashoda Devi. They want to worship Srimati Radharani. They want to worship them because the supreme absolute truth, he is the servant. He's the slave of. He's a slave of all these devotees of Vrindavan. I want to search for something. Let me see if I can find it. But let's see. I think I saved this somewhere, but oops. Okay, if I haven't, then better I don't say it. Okay, I don't have it. Okay. So, Krishna bows down to Srimati Radharani. Krishna bows down. He's bound up by the chain of affection that Srimati Radharani has for him. It's inconceivable. It's inconceivable. And the power of devotion to Krishna, the power of devotion to Srimati Radharani even makes Krishna completely, all right, this person, he becomes completely indebted to that person. Krishna completely becomes indebted to that person. And it's inconceivable. All these other incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, it's pretty reasonable. You could say, okay, he's flying on Garuda, he has Shankar Chakra Gada Padma, okay, he has claws, all these. But Krishna just has a flute. He's dancing. He's doing all these things. But he is the supreme boss. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We cannot understand how fortunate we are. You see, if you look at all the yugas, Satya, Treta, Dwapara, and Kali Yuga. It's these are the 4 yugas, and this is the order in which it happened now. But actually, if you see that Dwapara is actually meaning Dva. If you break up the word, is Dva means 2. And Treta, Tra means 3. You see? And usually in every other day of Lord Brahma, is it every day? Yeah. All how many ever yuga cycles there are in the day of Lord Brahma, every other yuga cycle is always Satya, Dwapara, Treta, and then Kali. But this time, because Rajendra Nandana Krishna himself is appearing in this world, then it got switched around, and therefore it was Satya, Treta, Dwapara, and Kali. And because Rajendranandan and Krishna himself is coming to this world, then in Kali Yuga, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is coming. It's very amazing. It's a very amazing point. Prabhupada writes, this in this regard. He writes in the first canto. I'm unable to pull up the verse off the top of my head, but Srila Prabhupada says this. That's so amazing. So we have such an amazingly unique, we're in such a unique situation. And what's even more unique is somehow or the other, we have the great opportunity of being grandchildren of Srila Prabhupada. This is like very amazing. And Srila Prabhupada writes, everyone should learn the art of Sankirtan, and you have the blessings of my Guru Maharaj 1,000 times more than my own blessings. Why? Because the grandfather is more merciful to the grandson than the father is merciful to the son. So we have the extra super dupers once in a particular generation of devotees. We have the super duper mercy of being Srila Prabhupada's being Srila Prabhupada's grandchildren and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's great grandchildren. We have this opportunity, and Srila Prabhupada's position is so unique. I was very happy that I was able to pull this up. Oh, Krishna. Let's see.
Hare.
Okay.
Krishna himself doesn't understand it.
Hare.
Only for Krishna, but we can also relate with her by service, and also she's so merciful. She gives out her mercy, and she becomes very, very pleased if we assist her dear devotees, of whom Srila Prabhupada is a very, very dear devotee. He blesses Krishna. He told Krishna, you have to empower me to spread Krishna consciousness in the Western world. And if you do so, then Radharani will be very happy with you. So Prabhupada is blessing Krishna. You can bless her. I'll see that Radha is happy with you, but you have to bless me first of all. Then I'll bless you. So Radharani is blessing this whole endeavor of spreading Krishna consciousness today.
So we can understand, this is so Prabhupada is blessing Krishna. That's amazing. I mean, who could have? That's inconceivable. I remember. This was the first lecture my Guru Maharaj gave in Krishna Life Atlanta after his triumphant return to Atlanta. Some rascals banned him from coming to Atlanta, but we were like trying to think of a civil way of putting this. I'm not going to say it. Anyway, so we were like, okay, you want to do that? Okay, we'll show you what's up. And then somehow or the other, Krishna gave this whole thing, and my Guru Maharaj's triumphant return to Atlanta, and he came here. This is the first lecture he gave on Radhashtami. And I remember sitting in this lecture, I was thinking, oh my God, this is so amazing. I was thinking this, Prabhupada is blessing Krishna. Why? Because he's on Radharani's team, okay, all right, she's head of the service department, he has unlimited service to do. And then whoever is helping Srila Prabhupada's mission, especially by distributing these books and establishing the Varnashram farm communities, they have special mercy of Srila Prabhupada. There's no doubt about that. It's very amazing. It's a very amazing opportunity for everyone. And it's we have Rajendranandan Krishna, and then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is coming. And then the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya are completely inconceivable. We cannot understand the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. And they're going on right now. For example, this was it was funny, amazing. I didn't realize. It's okay. So I'll just there's so many things. Man, distributing books, in this Comic-Con in Florida, and then while Tapash Prabhu was distributing books, a guy walked up to him and he was like, "Yo, my man, you're Jaden, right? Okay, Tapash, why don't you tell this story? I'm asking you to tell this story, and I'm also the TP right now, brother. So." So you tell this. It's so amazing. This happened. You can turn the camera. Also, where's Parth? Hold on. You want to turn it up? Okay. Don't be shy now. It's on. You're on. Can you turn it up a little bit?
It was at the Comic Con, and then I was, distributing books, and then there was like some white guy named Joshua walking up. He's like, bro, how's it going? I was like, going good, I was like, who are you? Like, I don't know who you are. And he was like, yeah, you're Jaden, right? I was like, who the hell is Jaden? I was like, who the hell are you talking about?
And you know what was funny is like that we were joking about that, like in any white group, if they have a black friend, his name is always Jaden.
Yeah, like some baseball player named Jaden that hangs out with white people named Jaden. So then there was like some fat black kid, like he was like, bro, this is you, like this is literally Jaden. I was like, okay. He showed me like 2 more photos, and it was just like some chubby black little kid. I've never met you before. Yeah, what school did you go to? He was like, some school in like Florida. And I was like, yeah, I went there too. And he basically I got him to distribute books.
Yeah, can you imagine? So some random guy is walking up to us while we're distributing books. He's like, "Yo, my man, are you Jaden?" He's like, who is Jaden? And then if I don't know, I was distributing books, and then like Taposh is like constantly bugging me, like, "Boss, you want to look at my picture when I was in 6th grade? You want to look at my picture in 6th grade?" I'm like, "Why do I want to look at your picture?" And then Joshua shows me a picture of some fat, chubby black guy. I'm like, "Dude, you're so racist." Like, bro, like, do you think that's him? I was thinking, that's not it. And then he looked. I was like, "Yeah, bro, do you see my picture? This is how I used to look." And I'm like, "Yeah, man, you put on a little more weight since then." And then somehow this guy, somehow he just entered into Lord Chaitanya's pastimes and distributed a bhakti stack to someone.
The book was on murder mysteries and like romance.
And he was like, "What do I tell these people? Tell them these books are like murder mysteries and romance novels."
Play the video?
No, I don't want to play the video. Come on. I mean, I guess if you really want to, but might as well. What's the verdict on this? Should we play the video or not? Might as well. Hey, one time for the one time. Hey, might as well. But it's so inconceivable. Somehow the other this random guy. I mean, like, what's gotten into this guy's mind that he thought like he was Jaden and I was saying, man, you gotta be so crazy. And somehow the other. Let's see, where is it? Yeah, he kept coming back and bothering him, and then he distributed books. See, the thing is, the volume on that TV is just like horrible. You'll have to turn it up if you want to hear the nectar. Okay, I found the video. Turn it all the way up.
Turn up on the TV.
On the TV.
It's not a scam, bro.
It says volume up, I clicked that.
Okay. I think you did something.
What are you doing?
See, the volume up showed up.
But I think he pressed, Ali wanted to fix this. If you don't fix it in the next 30 seconds, the Lord has another desire. Okay, if it's not happening, it's not happening. Okay. Oh, sorry. So dude, what did you do?
I clicked the volume up.
Don't do that.
Is it playing? Okay. Oh, sorry.
I met this guy back when he was in 6th grade. I believe I was in 8th grade at school. That was when I turned 5 minutes conservatory of the arts. In Florida? Yes. Got my class again. Now I'm not even trying to sell books with him. Wait, but that's what is it? I think this is a murder mystery. Like, okay, show the picture of him that you found from 6th grade. This is the get him to this one, get him to this one. No, we'll do it this way. Let's do it this way.
And he kept doing that, and then you have a picture of him distributing books. I think I know where it is. But this guy sold a freaking bhakti stack. Out of nowhere. I mean, can you imagine like some random... I mean, you can think about it. If you want to go to like the highest level of devotional service or whatever, you have to like, be so qualified. But just see, this guy comes in and he distributes a bhakti stack to these Matajis. How is that possible? It's inconceivable. That is the inconceivable mercy of Lord Chaitanya. You see, and we have to understand, Krishna is not like one of us. You can think about it that Krishna can do anything. That, can you think of putting something very, very big in something very, very small? Can you think, okay, you can like, compact like your sleeping bag and put it like really small, but it's not so big. You could like put like, I guess Vishnu Prabhu had like that air mattress that like, he's been traveling with, this so compact, but something very, very big. But Krishna can put an entire banyan tree in a small seed. Have you seen a banyan tree? You know how big it is? It's so big. And in that banyan tree, there's so many more seeds with so many more banyan trees. Krishna can do that. Krishna can do. And when he comes at Rajendra Nandan Krishna, like that's it. It's, everything is out. He just displays amazing pastimes. So Krishna is like that. He's very amazing. Lord Chaitanya is like that. Lord Chaitanya is so merciful, he can pull anyone off the streets and engage them in the highest. So if he distributed books now, what's he going to do in the future? He's going to distribute books in his next life. Or probably he'll come back. Just can't. You got his number? Oh, man. You could have invited him up here, anyway. But yeah, yeah, you guys went to school together, so you could figure it out, I guess. But his name was Joshua. But yeah, it's amazing. Somehow or the other, you came in touch with him, and then what's he going to do in his life? He's going to distribute books. That's what he's going to do. So this is the inconceivable mercy of Lord Chaitanya. It's inconceivable. It's inconceivable. We can't understand. So that is Krishna. He's now one of us. He's someone who can do anything. So we should have that faith in Krishna. And we should serve Srila Prabhupada. Very nicely. So I'll end the class over here. If there's any questions or comments, we could take them now. Anything from the men? Yes or no? No? Yeah.
You were saying this phrase that he comes down, like talking about Lord and all this stuff, but then you're also talking about Krishna is everywhere and every house. So like, how does like he's coming down, or he's already there, he's just manifesting?
I mean, see, like, for example, in this Manojava, there's this name of Lord Vishnu called Manojava, and, in this, it basically, what does Manojava mean? Anyone know?
Radiant mind.
Huh?
Radiant mind?
No, in this regard, which means he's very quick. Manojava. So, and in this regard, Parashara Bhatta, he says that, he came all the way from Vaikunta. He came quickly on Garuda just to save Gajendra. That's the lecture where Guru Maharaj Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna. That's where the lectures. That's the song that he sang the bhajan. But he comes very quickly to deliver Gajendra. And then he said, Shankaracharya, of course, what he says. Anyway, he's present everywhere. So what's the big deal? He just manifested out of nowhere. So both are right. He does descend upon this world, just for his causes mercy. And yes, he's also present everywhere. But he comes on and manifests it. He manifests himself to the eyes of everyone. Anything else from the men's side? Matajis? Yes. Dirga Mataji, then Iman Mataji.
What's the pillar called that Lord Nrsimhadev came out of? Is it called the...
What's the door?
The pillar.
Pillar, I don't know. It's called a stamba. In the Bhagavatam, it says stamba.
Right, it's still there, right? Like the part...
The one that broke off that he appeared from?
Yeah.
He appeared in the heavenly planets. Oh. So but there is a replica of that, or like a mirror thing of it in Ahobilam.
Oh, okay.
Which maybe we'll visit someday. If you're still on the same team. Yes.
The purport that you were reading by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, you were speaking about Krishna doesn't want to get, I don't know, I didn't know the right or wrong answer, like with the suffering and the joy. Can you kind of...
Yeah, so that's why Jiva Goswami, like, he helps us understand the secret intention of the Supreme Lord. Anything else? All right, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyo cha. Vaidanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.